Morning, all. All right, so as far as I can tell right now, I did a quick scan. Looks like all the games are taking place except the Flames at home against Toronto, which of course was postponed earlier in the week. So, yeah, and for the Flames, pretty much name a player, they're on the list right now. So we're going to have 5 games starting at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 o'clock Pacific. At least that's the plan. We'll start things off with Philadelphia and Montreal. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific for this one. 11, 12, and 4 Philadelphia. In against 6, 21, and 3 Montreal. Their record is comedically bad. And I mean that in the way that if I had said before the season started, hey, Montreal's going to win 6 of their first 30 games, subscriber counts would have gone in a bad direction. That video would have gone viral, and not good comments would have got made, and they would have been right. I cannot believe that record. So I'm spotlighting some younger players. I'm not doing the upcoming dates part because we don't know. The schedule now is kind of up in arms, right? Morgan Frost for Philly in the 10 games he's played for them this year. 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. Cole Caulfield, it's been a bit of an issue getting his scoring going. A goal and 5 assists for him thus far this season, and so hopefully he does get things picked up. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific is the start time for Tampa Bay at home against Ottawa. Tampa's going to need to get some revenge in this third and final meeting. They met November 6th. Tampa won that one 5-3. December 11th, Ottawa won that one 4-0. So, yeah, Tampa's going to want to, get it together here, because Ottawa's showing they can play spoiler well. They're now 9-16-1, so the record's still bad, but it's better than it was. On the Tampa side, they're 18-6-4, and they haven't all been pretty wins for Tampa, but they're winning a lot, right? They've won 5 of their last 6. Stützle's got 4 goals, 10 assists, seems to be picking it up, which is a part of the reason Ottawa's been able to turn things around. Their young guys have started picking up the scoring. Taylor Radish, 4 goals, 4 assists, 8 points. I think he's having an underrated first season in the National Hockey League. And so, yeah, we'll see how things go tonight. 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, the start time for Florida at home against LA. Florida, coming off of a absolute thrashing at the hands of the Ottawa Senators. They are now 18-6-4. That does only count as 1 game, so that's the good news. LA, a spirited loss against Tampa Bay. 12-10-5 is the record now for the LA Kings. Kaliev on the LA side, 5 goals, 3 assists. He's been pretty solid. And again, it shows that, rookie seasons are fine and great, but the guy having the best rookie season, again, it's great to have that Calder and have the best rookie season, but whoever projects out as being the best player long term, I think Kaliev's going to be excellent, and he's nowhere near the Calder. Mackenzie Weegar. So for Florida, there's a lot of guys right now that are on the list, so I don't think Weegar's on it. If he is, I apologize. If there's guys on the board who end up on the list later today, I apologize. 15 assists so far for Weegar, so the reason he's on the board is because I expect a goal out of him soon. The offense is there with the 15 assists, right? 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, the 17-11 Vegas Golden Knights in against the 10, 12, and 5 New Jersey Devils, who've been struggling lately. So they don't need Vegas coming in. Now, for Vegas, not a lot of young players who are playing prominent roles. Pacioretty, though, looks like he's turned the clock back. In 11 games, 12 goals, 7 assists, 19 points. Pacioretty's always been a streaky player. Right now, he is red hot. On the New Jersey front, Jack Hughes, 10 games, 4 goals, 3 assists, 7 points. And so we'll see how things go and if he does take that next step offensively this season. It's close. He's not that far off, so we'll see. The contract should help, right? The extension that kicks in next season. 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific will be the start time for Detroit in against Carolina. Now, normally I would look at this and say, well, Detroit, they're overmatched. However, Carolina does have a lot of players who are on the list. So tonight's kind of up in the air as far as I'm concerned. 14, 12, and 3 is the record for Detroit. For Carolina, 19-7-1. Carolina's excellent at home. Detroit has problems on the road, but again, it feels like things are kind of evened out tonight, right? And again, this is one of those games that we'll see if it takes place or not. Seider, 3 goals, 17 assists, 20 points for Seider. Kotkaniemi, very good young player, 6 goals, 3 assists, 9 points. The goals are there. I think the overall points are going to come up as well, and yeah, we'll see how things go next summer, how much money he gets on an extension, all that wonderful stuff. 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. The Boston Bruins in against the New York Islanders. Boston's added 3 players to the list today. So they're 14-9-2. On the Islanders side, they're 7-12-5. Jake DeBrusk, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points. DeBrusk, I think, has been good this year. I know he's requested a trade and all that. And he's still relatively young. Boston, not a team filled with a bunch of young prospect types. So I tried to go with younger players, but I'm like, well, there's a talking point there with DeBrusk, right? Right. And Kiefer Bellows, 11 games, 1 goal, 3 assists, 4 points. Kind of surprised Bellows hasn't shown more offensively to this stage, and starting to wonder what the ceiling is going to be for him. 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. If this game takes place, it'll be AHL coaches behind the bench for the Nashville Predators as they're at home against the Colorado Avalanche. So me wearing Colorado's reverse retro, yeah, Colorado at 17-7-2 look like obvious favorites to win this one. And it's got to be frustrating for Nashville fans as well as for Nashville players. They're 17-10-1. They've done very well lately, and now they're going to be without a lot of their players. So, again, we'll see if this game goes forward. We'll see if more Preds are added to the list. Cale Makar, 13 goals, 13 assists. Absolutely fantastic season for Makar thus far. And Trennan, who I don't think gets talked about enough out of Nashville, 5 goals, 3 assists. Very good young player. And I think there's a lot of potential there for offense that just hasn't been realized yet. Nashville, that can happen. You can go a few years and then all of a sudden the offense is there, right? 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, the Buffalo Sabres. Colorado won the first meeting of the season between the Nashville Predators and Colorado Avalanche by a score of 6-2. Now, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, the Buffalo Sabres and the Minnesota Wild. Buffalo's 9-15-4 coming off of that win in Winnipeg. The Minnesota Wild 19-8-1 on the season for them. Cousins, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. I think he's still getting to his potential, and I think that scoring is going to show up. I think Buffalo's a team to watch, especially if Alex Tuch gets in the lineup soon. Buffalo could play spoiler well. The Minnesota Wild, Kaprizov, 10 goals, 22 assists, 32 points. Excellent second season for Kaprizov. Again, I haven't heard a lot of complaining about his contract lately. Early in the season, people were saying, he's not that good. I don't understand why they paid him that amount. Now he has 32 points in their first 28 games. Less discussion of that nature. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, the Edmonton Oilers at home against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Columbus coming off of a loss that they snatched from the jaws of victory in Vancouver to go to 14-12-1. The Oilers, losers of 6 in a row. And when they turn it around starting tonight, Oiler fans owe me an apology because that means that I did a video and there you go. Then they turn it around. So we'll see. That usually happens, right? So the Columbus Blue Jackets, Cole Sillinger, 5 goals, 5 assists. Another example of a good rookie. And not every rookie is going to end up being like a major superstar. I think Sillinger is going to be a pretty good top 6 forward in the NHL. And Zach Hyman, 11 goals, 8 assists, 19 points. Should he play tonight? Hyman's, I think, maybe part of the answer for the Oilers if they're going to get themselves out of this and start scoring goals again. He certainly was scoring at an excellent rate early in the season. That's kind of fallen off, but it's fallen off for everybody. So we'll see if they can get things going tonight against Columbus, who might be a little tired on the road. Then at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific, Vancouver Canucks, who waited until the absolute last moment yesterday to actually confirm they were getting on a plane and leaving Canada. Because remember, if they run into positive tests, it's coming home gets a little more dicey. 13-15-2 is the record for Vancouver. They've won 5 in a row. Now they get to take the show on the road and they get to go into San Jose, who are 15-13-1. San Jose should be kind of ornery coming off of that loss against Seattle, so Vancouver has to be careful with this. Nils Höglander, 7 goals, 5 assists, 12 points. He is on the short list of players who I think are most likely to try the Michigan goal next. He's been close. He's thought about it. It just not yet, but he's thought about it. Jonathan Dahlen, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. Watch and see what he does in his first game against the team that had his rights not that long ago, and decided to trade him away. The relationship between Jonathan Dahlen and the Canucks was rumored to be kind of not great towards the end, so he may very well be a good bet tonight to get a couple of goals. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts and your picks in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happen upon this video. And as they say in wrestling, card is subject to change. So it may change before tonight. But for now, we have 10 games tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.